Well, hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. John myself, Foxshire on the show. Is the king and queen of Rangers Radio, Bridgeman and our Linda. Evening, Linda.
Evening, Oxshire, evening, Bridgeman, and good evening to all the listeners. I hope you're all well and you're all happy.
Evening, Bridge.
Oh, good evening, Oxshire, to yourself and the boys in the background and the tech. Doing well. A huge good evening to you guys, and obviously to Linda and Karen here tonight, and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
On you go, Linda, the floor's yours, and if you want to talk for the next half an hour, I'll be quite happy. Carry on.
I'm not sure anybody else would be happy with that. Oh no, just absolutely delighted with yesterday, as probably everybody else is. Well, Rangers fans anyway, Ox. A terrific day, terrific occasion. They got over the line and they got the trophy. They brought that League Cup home, and that's all we wanted. Absolutely delighted, over the moon.
Finals are about winning. They're not about performances. You know, if you look back over the years and we've all seen one or two between us, you know, it's about winning. Was it a vintage performance? No, it wasn't. Was the conditions and the time of the year conducive to a good game of football? No, it wasn't. Did we win, Bridgeman?
Well, you better believe it won, all right. You better believe it. It was transforming what the Rangers did yesterday. Winning that game was also important to us as a club and as a team. Very, very important, and of course as a fan base. And all the things came together. And my goodness gracious, the boys looked as if the troops looked as if they celebrated big style. And I was sitting here watching it on the telly thinking, this is utterly fabulous. Now, the game was great, as we said, but seriously, to win that game, so that man came to us, started to set us right, and then within 9 weeks or 10 weeks or whatever it is, he's got some silverware. My God. Utterly fantastic. Utterly fantastic.
It's true. If we won our 2 games in hand, we're a point clear at the top of the league. We won our Europa League group stages. We're straight into the last 16. We've won the League Cup. If I'd have said to you in the 1st of October that was going to happen, what would you have said to me, Linda?
Mm-hmm. I would have said cloud cuckoo land, Ox, I'm afraid. No, absolutely. It's a remarkable turnaround. And there's a lot of factors as well that we've obviously got to recognise. You know, the new manager coming in, the squad of players that he, inherited. And I know a lot of teams have got injuries, but we just seem to have more than everybody else. What he's had to deal with, he deserves a lot of credits, as do the players. And he's never once complained about the injuries. He's been asked lots of questions about the Ox, but he's always just said that he needs to find solutions. And I think we've always said it. We just felt as if we had a proper manager through the door. We certainly felt that, I think, quite soon after he came in, Ox.
I think the term he uses, it's a puzzle I've got to work out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I get it. So he's got his team, he's got the other team, and he's got to do what's best with the cards he's got. And then he'll look at their cards and he'll set it up accordingly. Bridgeman, the team he picked yesterday, I think the back 5 would have been most people. Maybe Ben Davis would have an argument who wasn't in the squad. I don't think yesterday he had John Sutton and Leon King. I think we're on the bench. I might be wrong. It was a long day yesterday. But the back 5, if you like, picked itself. And then you're into, right, what do we do in here? So we go with John Lundstrom, Randy Phillips, Mucker, and Dejan Sterling. Now, let's be honest, Bridge. 6 weeks ago, we weren't sure about Dejan. We didn't know if he had anything to offer. We weren't sure at all if there was going to be anything there. He was being used sparingly. Wow. A game and a half. Wow.
Yeah, he's been utterly sensational. His play, mature form of play, for the most part. There were a few times when you could see shall we say, his inexperience kicking in. But I think he did a great job in front of Goldson and company back. I thought they two, Halligan and Goldson, very good. But Dujon Sterling was, from his play perspective, for me, a well-deserved man of the match for me, and it's closely followed by Mr. Lundstrom, who had an outstanding game as well.
I thought Lundstrom was the best man on the pitch till he got his booking, mate. I think that affected his game because one wee trip. Yeah,
I think he was heading for that booking, but but I think that I'm not going to take any negatives about the team at all. But other than I think the boy Sterling deserves it for his play in his youth, and Lundstrom, he's turning out to be a far better player. And we originally thought he was a star, and they made a song about him and all that, and all of a sudden his game fell apart a wee bit. Maybe arguments with the manager, maybe he could see something, I don't know. But this manager seems to have brought him back in again. Mm-hmm. My goodness gracious, brilliant. Plays very well, very well.
He's arguably our own best on-form player, if we're honest. But going back to Dujon Sterling, the way he covers that run, that pace he's got, Linda, what an asset.
Yeah, definitely, Ox. And I think he's surprised us to a certain degree, but you're right, we didn't really know what sort of player he was because we'd hardly seen him. And he's taken his chance. He's come in under difficult circumstances. He's playing in an unfamiliar position, as we're led to believe. He's obviously a right back, but he could maybe play in the centre back. I don't think we ever thought that we would see him in midfield, but he's had to. In the last 3 games, he's played a half against Dundee, then come on against Betis. And then we thought he needs to start on Sunday because there was no other options when we heard that Jack was definitely not going to make it. But see, really, Sterling now, it's his shirt to lose, isn't it? He's definitely staked a claim to get a starting position in the team. And he was absolutely terrific and well done to him.
Yeah. A worthy man of the match. And then we go into the forward areas, obviously. We'll get Cantwell, we'll get Seamer. What an attitude that boy's got, Seamer, Bridgman.
You can see the guy, he's non-stop, isn't he? He's just non-stop. And he's tackling up at trying to recover the ball up at their opposition's byline. And the next minute he's back at our own byline, tackling them. What a ball of energy he seems to be, and some of the chances he managed to get for himself. And one of these days he's going to score 3-4 goals in the one game. But he's got lots of pace. He's tall. He can head the ball. He can win the ball for himself. He can bring people in. So I think he's got a lot going for him there. Great. You can't say very much negative about Seamer, other than he doesn't score enough. But then he scored 14 to 11 goals as he scored this season so far, something like that anyway. Brilliant, just brilliant.
I think his attitude came to light with a few minutes to go, Linda, when he put on the turbocharger, and that's all I could describe it as. To get back to that Aberdeen player who was quite pacey himself, and he just ate up the yards, made the tackle, got up and goes and get the ball. The place rose up and scored a goal, Linda.
Yeah, and Borna was probably thinking, thank goodness, because he just about lost the player, I think, Borna, and he was getting in behind, and as you say, big Seamer comes from nowhere, basically, gets the tackle in, and then wins the free kick, and as you say, it was like a cheer, like a goal had been scored right enough, Ox. As Bryce said, all these attributes he's got, he's a real team player, he works really hard. He was a bit unlucky in the first half, kind of one of the very few chances we had when he did the wee turn in the box and he had a shot away. He was a bit unlucky either side, it might have went in. But you can't fault the guy's effort, and he's just doing fantastically well, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but we've just got to enjoy the fact that he's playing for our club just now, Ox?
His attitude's just out of this world, out of this world. So then we had, we've also got Todd, young McCausland, and Dessers up front. I thought Todd the game started, he was fouled about 3 or 4 times, obviously trying to stop him playing. One of them by the boys, Shinny, in the first 10 minutes. It's a booking all day long, Linda. Yeah? And twice on a Sunday, if I'm honest.
I don't know how many fouls he did commit before he was booked. I think Shinny eventually got booked. I think it was in the second half. And was it
87th minute? 87th minute.
That's a shocker, isn't it? Was it in the first half he had the elbow in the back of Todd's head?
Yes.
To me, that's a borderline red, Ox. That's a terrible challenge. He's getting away with that every week in Scottish football, and it was the same when we played up there as well. And if he gets the deserved early yellow, it affects his game, for the rest of that final there. But I don't know why.
I've always had the same opinion, and Bridge, being a non-attacking footballer, might disagree, but a booking's a booking, whether it's the first 5 minutes or the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
100%. I think the incident that Linda's mentioned was a 100% thug. That's what that was. Came in, they caught him, they meant to catch him, so he hit him with his elbow in the back of the neck. And how the referee didn't see that, and I'm obviously, forgive me, I like the VAR system, but I think VAR should be looked at. VAR should be used to look at these cases where there's violence involved. And
I think it does. Potential red cards. I'm not saying that as far as I'm concerned. If indeed VAR couldn't see, and I don't know what picture they were looking at, I'm sorry, I don't see what it was. 100%. 10 minutes later or 15 minutes later, they gave a foul against Seema for a very, very similar thing. Where shall we say, his forearm was in the back of the guy's neck. Whether he thumped him there, I don't know. But the same thing, the exact same foul for me, and I think Seema got booked for it. So that referee is. I don't think Seema get booked. That's when Lundstrom get booked, Bridge.
Right, okay, then that's fine. I couldn't remember, but I know that Seema definitely caught the boy because the guy would take as much as possible time. He was lying there for it was an ambulance case. And within a couple of minutes, and went up, he's running up and doing the madman. However, I think it's similar fouls, and to me, it's just wrong. That was deliberate. Shinny should have been booked 5 times in the first half. Just 5 times in the first half.
Potentially, Bridge, and what I'm saying, if he gets the first booking, things change.
The bottle goes, doesn't it? The bottle goes.
And the number 6. Come back. Then we had just come back to the boys. Dessers was Dessers. And he could have been the hero, Linda. He nearly done it again.
No, it was exactly the same move, wasn't it?
He nearly done it again.
And it was uncanny how it was absolutely identical. And I think he shot high, didn't he, Ox? He lifted it at the goalie. If he'd maybe, it's all the heat at the moment, but if he'd maybe played it along the ground, he might have tried to sneak it in at the near post again. B. McCausland, if he could have maybe squared it as well.
Oh, he was screaming for it.
There was a space for him just to look up and play it across to Ross, and Ross has got a tap in. Cantwell was coming in as well. He could maybe just have rolled into his path, but it's easier said when from the sidelines. But if he'd scored that, Ox, goodness knows what would be happening with Dessers. Might need a statue erected of him.
Aye, just unbelievable. I've got to be honest with you, I'm shooting there. I know you maybe should look up, but I'm shooting there. The same situation. Yeah, you're shooting. You agree, Bridge?
Yeah, he's got to take a shot. He manoeuvred himself into the space. He's got to take a shot. But I think, personally, I think he miskicked. He went for force and lifted the ball up. And it was a low shot there. Maybe put it through his legs or to the side, to his goalkeeper's right, because you can't go across the there's defenders right in front of you there. So a low shot, any description, could have a good chance of getting past that goalkeeper. Because make no mistake, that's not a bad keeper, that keeper, and he made a nice save. He made a nice block.
So then, young McCausland, young McCausland will be better for the experience. He was neat and tidy without influencing the game in the first half. He'd one opportunity, even though the whistle had went, and he put it away, Linda.
Yeah, Yeah, it was a great wee finish, and I think it probably was a foul in the build-up box. I don't know if we would have got that right enough the way that he was refereeing some of these challenges, but he took it away nicely. He had another wee one where he played a 1-2 with Dessers, and the Aberdeen defender got a great tackle, and otherwise he probably would have slotted that away. And he found himself at the back post free for a couple of headers as well, Ox, didn't he?
He had a go. He had a go. He had a go. He'll be better for the experience. That's all I'm saying about the boy. Yeah. Right, but I don't care about individual performances yesterday. It was all about winning. And we won, Linda.
Yeah. Oh, it was such an important game, Ox. It's obviously for a lot of different reasons. We've not won the cup since 2011, that particular cup. It was just as you said at the beginning of the show, the way that the week has gone for us. Results have gone our way. We've had a brilliant performance on Thursday, but you didn't want to get into that final and for that to slip away. And us having to say, well, we've had a great result in Europe and that was great, but we want the domestic success as well. And it was just for that group of players, for the manager, and for us fans as well, Ox, we all deserved it, I think.
Here. Right, okay. We've got an interview with the manager. And then there's one at the end where we'll be running to the captain, James Henry Tavernier, who we'll talk about later on, and he's joined by Todd Cantwell. We're going to hear the interviews, then we'll get the phone lines open. And listen, everybody's welcome tonight, Linda, for a few minutes or a long minute, yeah? Come in, see your say, see your piece and go. If that's what you want to do, we'll be glad to hear from you. So let's hear from our gaffer, as Fox calls him, the Prince, Philip Clement.
Excited, of course, really happy, proud also. If I see the part that the team has taken the last 9 weeks, everybody sees the team who is growing. Also, it's not easy after a historical win on Thursday in an away game in Seville with traveling and everything, to have the same focus that they had today. So that was a main thing for me also. And they did a brilliant job today. Aberdeen is a really hard team to beat. It's a team who's really structured. They love to defend and play very direct. So we took out also really good transitions, and we created really good chances. Unluckily, again, the goalkeeper had a really big day today of the opponent, but in the end, we deserved this victory very clearly, I think.
It's been a big week for Rangers. What can this do for the confidence of the players going forward?
No, it gives, of course, a really positive confidence. But in football, it's about confirmation. You can have a lot of confidence and you start to run next to your shoes, and then you come in trouble. So it's my job to keep everybody with the feet on the ground. But this evening they can enjoy, and tomorrow I will be the strict one again.
How pleased are you for James Tavernier?
Very pleased, not only for him, but for everybody. But Tav has showed really good quality last couple of weeks. He's been one of the leaders in the group to push, to perform, to be important, to take responsibility in every moment. He's never been hiding when we wanted to play. He's been important with assist and goal, so we need to continue that story next couple of months.
Philippe, when you constantly said since you've come in that you want to create winners, that's the identity you want here. Obviously, that's what you've done today. Do you feel that you could have broken that barrier now? The team have the mentality of winning and they can go on from strength to strength from here?
I believe in that. I think if you feel this, it creates a certain hunger for more. That's my mentality, and that's always how I've been. And I see this more and more in the dressing room. Doesn't mean we're going to win all the games all season. That's not realistic, but we need to push to win all the games all season and to try to get that. And if you have this mentality with the way we want to play football, with the way everything is analyzed, with the quality we have, we can do really good things.
You talk about the hunger. Do you feel that this trophy, this silverware, can drive your team on in the league, in Europe, in the Scottish Cup when it comes around in January?
It can, but it stays the danger from Thursday. It's football, it's always confirmation. If you have satisfaction one moment and you're happy with how the things are, you go down. So that's what I want to see in next weeks, next months. This hunger, this desire to be better, to have more, to work hard, to be in the team, to be competitive. And also this team mentality that's in the dressing room now. I didn't see this week one player who was disappointed that he didn't start. Everybody was supporting the team. Everybody was ready also when they came in. If the players keep that mentality until end of the season, you always have a great season. So I'm going to push really hard towards that. And if there are players with other ideas, they put themselves out of the story.
Philippe, see when you came on, taking charge in October, what was your priority with the group of players, and what has it taken for you to get them to here in this short space of time?
That's a difficult one to say what was the priority, because it was a lot of things at the same time. It was to make them more brave on the ball, to give them also a clear structure how to play with and without the ball. It was about creating a synergy again with the fans. It was about giving them confidence in themselves, but also in each other, and also get a better connection between players on the pitch and off the pitch. It was getting a better condition. It was about getting players back. It's been a lot of things, but that's why this job is also so nice. You have a lot of things to do.
Philippe, you've been here 65 days, and in that time we've won a European group, won the Cup today, and doing well in the league. You told the fans you don't have a magic wand, but there's a suggestion maybe the fans don't believe you.
No, it's not about me. It's about the players. They've done it. I didn't kick one ball. I didn't do one sprint or one tackle. So it's been the players who done it, and we've done it together with a lot of people. Also, it's the players, the staff. It's not only me. I'm the one who speaks a lot towards you guys, but there are a lot of people in that dressing room pushing that story, working hard with the players, doing all the right things with them. And I'm more the guy who needs to have a helicopter view that everything is going well in the way it should be. And that's going to be my role the next couple of months also.
Do you have a message for the fans tonight?
Keep this happiness that they see also that the players really want. I know this synergy was a bit gone, not so long time ago. I hope this gives also some credit for the difficult moments that will come in the season. And in these moments that the fans stick behind the players, because I can promise one thing, it will always be players on the pitch who've been working hard during the week. So that promise I can make. And if they push the team through the difficult moments, we can do extra things than in a normal situation.
Philippe, you've obviously got the first trophy of the season. How much do you feel the door has been opened in recent weeks in terms of trying to get the Premiership trophy now?
It's a different story. So this week was about 2 sprints. Seville was a sprint, all or nothing for Europa League, but we still had the Conference League, so we knew we would have had something. This was really a sprint, all or nothing. So the players managed to do that really well. The championship is a marathon. It's a long period, so it's other kind of sport, and we need to focus on one thing in this marathon, and it's on our own pace. To be focused on ourselves, not about people in front of us or behind us. Doesn't matter. It's about us, and getting that rhythm, that pace, that hopefully at the end nobody can follow us anymore. That's the only thing we can have control on, and we're going to focus on that. And then you can ask these questions like 2-3 games before the end. Then you maybe can start to count. But for the moment, it's much too early.
Just finally for me, are you surprised you've been able to take the team to where they are in this short space of time?
No, that's a difficult question because I don't have expectations about that. I work from day to day, from week to week, and it's about making the players ready in every sense to play good games, to make them better technically, tactically making them better, physically making them better, and mentally making them better. But how fast they respond, I can never know this. I cannot know also now how it will be next week, how they will respond after 2 times success. It's about them showing this to me, that they want to be on the pitch. If they don't show quality next couple of weeks, I need to take the ones who show the quality. It works like that. So I don't have expectations in that way, but I know what to do to win games. I know what to do to make things really clear for the team. That's what happened in the past also. And that's what we're going to do here also.
Yeah, and it was a real physical effort today because you put in so much on Thursday night as well, didn't you?
Yeah. The boys put in a big shift, and the games are close together, and we knew the schedule was heavy, especially through December. So to get a trophy now, it just gives us a good boost going into the rest of the season.
And just a word on the captain, obviously delivered the winning goal. He just continues to come up with these big moments, doesn't he?
Yeah, he just does what he does. That's Tavfia. He's right there. I was then about to big you up as well. Now I feel like I can't. Here he is. Look. This is my guy. No, but all jokes aside, this is what Tav does. He's played in a lot of games.
Joint interview.
Here we go. He's in. He's played in a lot of games, and he's done this before, so he knows exactly what he's doing. And you can count on him in them moments.
James, just talk us through the goal since you've joined us for the interview. A special moment, surely.
Well, obviously, at half time, I said to Suits, I seen Ross obviously get in the back post a couple of times, and I thought, it's a real opportunity to get in there. So, then obviously, second half with Douge in the midfield, I could rely on him just to sit a little bit. And obviously, seen Bonner go to the byline and thought I'd get myself in the box. And it's probably one of the greatest of touches, but it went up in the air, and I thought just get on it as quickly as I can, and it went in the back of the net. So delighted.
And you could see how much it means to the fans in the end because they've had to wait a long time for success in this competition. Yeah,
it's obviously long overdue, but I think we're building something special here with the squad that we've got, and this is the start of a lot of success, I believe, for this team and the club. But we've got to go game by game. Important game Wednesday. We'll obviously enjoy this today, and we'll be fully focused for Wednesday.
And just Todd, just a first trophy, obviously, for you and Rangers colours. How much does that mean to you?
Yeah, a lot. There's no secret in saying, that's why we came. Me and Jack have had long conversations about it. What will we be remembered for when we leave? It probably won't be our songs. It'll probably be more likely to be what we win. So, games like today are frustrating at times, especially for the fans, but for the players as well, because you're playing against a team that make it tremendously difficult in an environment where the pitch was very boggy. There was a lot going on, but listen, it's all about winning, and the manager's been crystal clear. It's really important that in games like this, that we win those games. And obviously a bit of credit goes to the team that were here before, because we already got into this stage of the cup and we stayed in it, which is difficult. It's proved to be difficult. There's a lot of good teams in it, and they will fight for it.
And obviously the captain's just speaking about the progress that you've made under the manager, and I guess days like today show that as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think I think the team have really come together. I think it's a bit of an old saying, but we've smelt the blood a little bit, and I think it's really important today that we don't get carried away. There's a long season ahead. We've got a lot of games to play. We've got the Europe to look forward to now as well. So we just need to keep our heads down, stay focused, and let the fans enjoy this one.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Wanda, the manager.
Yeah, he's some guy, isn't he? he's spoken very well since he came into the club. I think we've all been impressed by him and how he handles the media. I think we think that he says just enough, and when he doesn't want to talk about certain things, he'll just tell them to move on, or he'll give them sort of short answers. He was trying not to take a lot of the credit himself, when he was asked about, his part in it, etc. And I think that just sort of speaks volumes for him. But he has made a difference, and we appreciate that, and we see that as fans, Ox. But obviously he just wants to keep everybody grounded, but quite important that he said that they enjoyed their night last night, that it's a winning feeling and they want to more of that, and obviously start to prepare for Wednesday. Doesn't want to get involved in any title talk or anything like that just now, and you wouldn't expect anything else from him, Ox. But we can't get away from the fact that he's made such a difference to our club and our team, and what a fantastic start he's made.
Yeah, I just like the way he handles himself. Yeah, even yesterday he got caught up in celebrations, but initially he was letting the players have their bit, and then he had his bit with the staff and that. Bridgeman, he just seems to get everything right.
Hi, this is Robbie. Sorry I can't take your call at the moment.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's walking on water, isn't he? It's just nothing phases him other than he's got steely determination to do his job. And I have to say, I put something in the forum the other day, last night I think it was, and I said I picked 3 for the man of the match. And there was the manager was burst number 1. I thought he was outstanding yesterday. The way he was arguing with the officials, all the things that was needed from a manager, the way he held himself, and the way at the end, getting the sort of the badge and so on over the medal, and then the wee snippet I saw Edmondson House said he was dancing with the cup. Just utterly amazing. So superb for him. And you're right, the guy seems to have something. And goodness, we don't want to lose that. We want that. That's going to become a stellar part of our club for sure. Well done to him. Well done to him.
All right, I've been joined by your chum for Sorry evening, James.
Good evening, dear boy.
Go on then, floor's yours.
Oh, the floor. All right. Yeah, fantastic result. I think we all agree that it's a result-driven business, and we got a great result. We've won the cup, and we've seen the celebrations, and it just reminds you of back in the day when Walter Smith and Advocat and people like that were the managers of the club. And since then, the people who've been managers of the club haven't really been up to it, I don't think. I know the money wasn't there, but they haven't really been up to it. But Philippe is a proper manager, and he's taken a team of players who are a little bit below par, and he's making them better. And of course the other crowd are having a wee bit of a meltdown at the moment, which makes it even better.
Correct, mate. Correct. Well, we'll focus on our team. But you're right. The group of players, there's flaws in them. But to build a team, mate, it's about putting pieces together and making it work as an 11. So sometimes your best teams are never formed by your best players. No, always, Jim.
No, definitely not. But to take a team of players who are underperforming and make them better is something only a good manager and coaches can do, and that's what he is, and that's where we are today because of him. It's all down to Clement.
Linda?
Yeah, I think, Jim's makes good points there, and I think he was asked in that presser there, Ox, about what his priorities were when he came into the club, in terms of the team, and I think he said it was difficult because there was lots of things. But he did say that he was wanting to make them more brave on the ball. And there's something that we've all been talking about. There seems to be a clear structure to the team in the way that they want to play, sort of both in and out of possession. So Obviously that was kind of at the top of his list, and he's been very clear as well about this synergy with the fans, because he knows that, we can be a really important factor in how we can drive the team forward. And I think that was very evident in the Hearts game, when we came back and we won that 2-1. But all we've been wanting is to see some good football and to see some, some hope for the future, and we will get behind the team. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But he's made a heck of a difference.
What's he done then, Jim? Tell me what he's done.
Well, I'll tell you what he's done. We're talking about somebody who's an experienced manager, who's got a history. He's got experience. He's played the game, and he's actually won things. And he knows how to get the best out of everybody concerned. And that's the charisma and the experience and the intelligence that the man's got. And Linda's quite correct about what she said about what he's doing, because that is what he's doing. And he's one of these people who who's a proper manager. He's got the experience to do the job, and the first thing he did was to stop the booing from the fans. We were getting a lot of boos. The team was getting a lot of boos because of the performances. The performances weren't good enough. The results were even worse. And now I think that he'll be looking at performances, and he'll be looking to make better performances on the park. The game against Aberdeen, the performance wasn't the best, but that was mainly due to Aberdeen, and like many other Scottish clubs, the low block is spoiling football, and it's stopping attractive football, which one of the first managers that we had that parked a bus was Walter. Walter parked a bus, and he did that with certain teams to get results. And that's what these other teams, lesser teams in the Premier League that we're in, that's what they are doing to disrupt our team. And Clement, I think, will overcome that, because when we get to the transfer window, he's got the chance to bring in his own players, the players that he sees for the future and what he can work with and what he thinks the team needs. And that's going to be very, very important going into the new year, because you can have good results now, and then when you get to the new year, you can drop off, but I don't think Clement will allow the team to drop off, because I think the players have now got his back, and they're going through brick walls for him now. I think that's what's going to happen. And the last manager that our players went through brick walls for was Big Jock, But I think Clement is a very, very intelligent man. Yeah, and I think he's got what it takes to get us through this period until we get to even the summer, when if he gets the money that he needs, I think we're going to have a turnaround and be back where we belong.
Bridgman.
James is when he said the one thing I disagreed bitterly with was our fans booing the team off the park. I said then, and I'll say earlier, Rangers as a club can't afford fans to be booing the team, and if that means doing big changes, then we need to do the changes. And the sure as shooting, he's done it. This guy's come in, and you're right, and within a short space of time, there's no booing, lots of cheering, and we're all daft. We're no daft. I'm watching Rangers, or I've been watching Rangers for a long time. We see improvement in a lot of places. We see players that looked really poor under the previous manager seem to be picking their game up, or at least applying themselves differently. So these things all take time. Now, the manager's running the club like a regime, and the regime is going to rise and going to go to this piece, we hope. And if it does, we're going to have big benefits from this. So
cheers, gentlemen. Cheers, gentlemen. We've also been joined by Gary. Evening, Gary.
Sorry, bud.
That's all right, mate. Evening, Gary.
Evening, Ox, Bridge, Linda and Jim. What a week. Hi, Linda. What a week we've had. I mean, it's just, in your wildest dreams, I can't remember actually a week like this where everything, literally everything.
Well, it was nearly perfect at one time, Gary, just to let you know, Southside 5e Super 6 up. It was unbelievable at one point.
That's true.
Gary.
But yeah, yesterday I was on the show on Friday, and I think I'd got the starting 11 right. I'd been maybe over optimistic and went for a 3-1. But see, that's actually that result yesterday in that performance, even more than winning 55, even more than winning the Scottish Cup. That was a Rangers performance that I kind of remember going back to the good old days, because it's as you said, poor pitch, poor conditions, Scottish referee up to his usual shenanigans, and we still found a way to win. And I feel yesterday, maybe more than any other achievement of the past in the kind of journey back, this feels actually like the real turning point now. And I think
there's been a lot of turning points, mate. I think if you think back, if you're honest, when Gerrard walked in the door, he took us up with our bootstrings and moved our club forward, that we were competing. And we should have won some cups under Stevie G. It was a real disappointment. You know, when St Johnstone won the 2 cups, we should have won the treble that year and put all the cups to bed. And also, if you think back, it just shows you it doesn't matter how you play. Well, you play in a cup final, Gary, in 2019. We absolutely battered them. They got a goal when they stood now with VAR. We missed a penalty. We played them off a back. If it had been a boxing match, they'd get stopped. Under Stevie G, we should have put this cup to bed, but we never. So there's been a lot of moments. Then we've won 55, springboard. Then we've won. We've got to a European final. A European final, Gary. You can't dismiss that. And then you went a few days later. You went and won the Scottish Cup. You can't. In the last 5 years, not the first 5 years, in the last 5 years, there's been major moments. Some disappointment. We've not won as many trophies, but there's been major moments. Carry on, mate.
No, you're right, and I think in my very first call to the show about 6 weeks ago, we kind of went over the chronology, and it's only really Rangers that I think could have achieved that. Absolutely incredible. Who's to say we won't get to a European final again? But before too long, you just can't. As I said on Friday, we know ourselves from that European run what happens when the afterburners get turned on at this club. We're capable of punching way beyond our weight in terms of not the size of the club or anything, but in terms of resources. We can just do incredible things, and I really get the feeling now more than ever that it's just really on the cusp of that now. One thing I noticed was, particularly for Big Goldson's interview I was watching, and he was basically echoing, it seems as if the players now, they're not just coming out and saying the words, but Big Goldson was saying something along the lines of, yeah, that was great to win and we enjoyed it, we'll enjoy it tonight, but focus now turns to Wednesday. And I thought, I got the impression, I don't know what you guys think, but they're not just coming out and saying the words now. I thought, this is actually, there's a mentality change here. That's the impression I got.
All right, fair shout, mate, fair shout. Linda?
Yeah, I agree with Gary, and I think, Gary, it's maybe coming to a certain degree from the manager as well. The players, hopefully it's coming from them too, but I think the manager is trying to instill that mentality into them. He was joking, he'll allow them to do their celebrations last night, and then today he'll become the stricter one again. I think he was having a wee laugh when he was interviewed after the game. on television. But I think that's right. I think it's a case of, right, okay, we've ticked the box with that, but we need to move on and we need to get fully focused for Wednesday, because I think he's the sort of manager, Gary, that he won't let them get carried away. He's very focused himself. And I think that can only set us up for, hopefully more success, because he is very focused and he won't let them get carried away, I don't think.
No, I would totally agree with that. And I think it's actually, there's definitely the things he's done, but I think it really comes down to him as a man. And we're seeing more sides of him now, that the more press conferences he does, there is that kind of absolutely determination. You can tell he's a man who's not going to be messed with, but there's also those touches of humour. So I think as a boss, just as a boss in general, never even mind the manager or the manager of Rangers, I think as a guy, he's the kind of guy who could go into any walk of life, and he's a boss you would just love working for, because he's really got all the...
You might be scared of him.
Well, that'd be that, aye. But you can see the human side as well, mate. It's like there's the humour, there's the wee light touches that's here or there. I just think, you know what, you'd forgotten what it was like. As I say, with all due respect to Stevie G and Gio and stuff, I was starting to forget what it was like to have a proper guy in charge of the club. And it's just brilliant. I think the sky's the limit now. I really do.
I hope you're right.
I think it does.
We criticise often. We all get. Aye. And particularly after individual football matches, emotions are running high. But in the cold light of day, you're spot on, Gary. What a week it's been. What a week. Yeah. Never seen it coming. Somebody won a competition, first time they've won one in 10 years. But obviously in a dead rubber, which people forget. And we've gone from strength to strength. We went to Spain and won the first time in our history against a Spanish club. We're now, the league's really back in our own hands for being nearly gone 11 points behind.
Yep.
And then we're just gone from strength to strength. And we're no protesting when we're 5 points clear at the top of the league.
I know, but it's we were sitting having a laugh yesterday because I watched the game. I went to the auctioneers to watch it, and we do. You talk about them and just how batshit mental they are, and that's how I never get too upset, because their shenanigans never fail to amuse you. It's just unbelievable. But on another wee quick point, when I was on Friday, I'd talked about John Sterling, and I had parallels coming into my mind after the Betis game about could this guy, no, maybe in the exact same position, but I made a comparison to John Sterling and Big Calvin Bassey, and I'd said somebody to maybe sit in that midfield alongside Lundstrom, to give us that wee bit more kind of muscle. And you've mentioned it already. He was tremendous yesterday. I've got real hopes for this guy. I think again.
This is pace, mate.
Aye.
Pace,
but somebody like Bassey who was on the fringes and it's come in out the cold, circumstances have fell for him. And we always say when somebody goes out, there's an opportunity to grab it. Sterling looks as if he's grabbing it with both hands.
Talking about grabbing it. Evening, Robert.
Oh. Evening, Oxter, Linda Bridgeman, Gary and Jim. Oxter, I'll tell you something. See that manager of yours? I just love him to bits. I'll tell you, Mr. Struth, Sir Walter, and Jock Wallace will be up there nodding with admiration. See that man? 66 days he's been our manager, and he's taken us to the last 16 Europa League. He's won us a cup, and potentially we are top of the league. What more? And that man came into a team who were called bottle merchants, serial losers. Well, do you know what? See the last 5 days, you cannot call the guys bottle merchants or serial losers, because these guys have given me, I'll tell you, some of the best moments of my life in the last 5 days. I cried like a baby on Thursday night, and I cried like a baby after that final whistle yesterday, because that's how much I love the Rangers. I love them with every breath in my body.
Talking about babies, Robert, would you have big Phils?
Oh, every day of the week, every single day of the week. But I tell you whose babies I would have, James Henry Tavernier. But honestly, guys, honestly, guys and girls, I'll tell you, and we're playing great football. No, and that's the thing to look forward to when Big Phil brings in some of his own players. But yesterday wasn't great. But you know what, Oxford, you're right. It's all about winning. I remember in 2019 we played that lot after the park. We Marilla Smith sitter after sitter, including a penalty, and they get an offside goal with about 5 players offside, and we didn't win, and we played them off the park. See, yesterday, credit to every one of the guys, credit to every one of them. I fought big Leon Balogun. I love that. I've told you this before. I love that big guy. I love that big guy to bits. He epitomises what a Rangers player should be up to. And Big John Lundstrom, the most improved player under Philip Clement, thought was outstanding again. And the boy Sterling, come on, he's playing out of position. He's a young boy playing out of position, and he gives us all.
Is he playing out of position, Robert?
Well, do you know what? Do you know what? That we might have just found a position for him, Oxford. We might have just found a position, but he went out there and he done a brilliant job. And again, another one, Big Seamer. Maybe didn't have his best again, but see that guy gives everything. I'm watching it now. The 86th minute, he's running back, and he's making a tackle, and he's getting us up the park, and that's what you want in a Rangers player. Honest, Oxford, I'm so delighted. And gone to Seville and beating Real Betis, who were only conceding 1 goal a game, and we score 3. That's incredible. Don't take it away from this Rangers team. Unbelievable. And then to go there 3 days later when they've rested 8 players in that horrible weather. Come on, let's be honest about it. In that horrible weather, and that's no making excuses, and we come out trumps. I'm the most delighted Rangers fan on the planet, but there's millions out there that are the same as me. Unbelievable. Well done, Glasgow Rangers, and well done, Big Philip Clement.
Jim Fisher.
Well, I can't disagree with anything Robert said, or Linda, or Gary. Everything that's been said has been absolutely true, and we're in a better position now. So it's a case of, after 65 days, Clement's been in charge, and the turnaround is absolutely tremendous. So we've got the only thing we need to look forward to now is to carry on winning all the games that we've got, and if we keep doing that, then I think we could get the treble here in Scotland. I think we could do it. Definitely, I definitely think we could do it, and it's all about winning your next games. And my biggest fear is that there was maybe a little bit of too much celebration after the victory, but I'm sure Clement's got it in hand, because Clement is the first real manager we've had since Walter Smith, as far as I'm concerned.
Time served. I'll give you that one. Time served. I mean, Giovanni has won league titles in Holland, and maybe didn't have the experience that Walter had, or Philip Clement, whom I brought in. But I mean, I think we've got to also be fair in Giovanni, Linda, and Stevie G. Yeah.
I mean, Stevie G, as you say, it was hopefully going to be the beginning of us really getting, ourselves back on the map, Ox, and he just had something about him, Stevie G, no managerial experience, but just the personality and his reputation. You know, and he took us up another notch, and he should have won more trophies, as you rightly said. You know, we should have won the treble that year, absolutely. But Gio took us to a European final, and I'll always be grateful for that. You know, with Gio, and we obviously got the Scottish Cup, but things just didn't work out for him in the following season, Ox. You know, and then obviously.
It's only a personal thought. I think the Stevie G hangover has been ways for 2 years to Philip Clement come in, if that makes sense, Linda.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that, Ox. I think that's a good point, yeah.
You know, only my point of view.
Sorry.
Jim.
Yes, everybody's entitled to their point of view. But Stevie, I thought Stevie was fantastic when he came to Rangers and what he did, because he took us from that lower level to a higher level. But when he left and went to Aston Villa, his credibility went down quite a bit, because he had a really good team done at Aston Villa, and it didn't work for him, you know. But all I'm sort of interested in is the Rangers, and I just think Clement is the man, and I think he's our biggest asset on the park at the moment.
All right, okay. Listen, I think we're on, John, Big Phil. But what I will say, Bridge, we've not got a song. Could you get the magic hat back and change the words?
In a minute, in a heartbeat, I'd sing a magic hat. Absolutely. I'm into that. 100%. I'm good for that. No, yeah, you're right. We're looking at these, but you know, we've got a song there for Lundstrom, and we'll get songs for other players. I'm sure the Union Bears will come up with something for Big Clement. But he has made a difference. He made a difference just being there, and he said some things, home truths, and I love the wee part tonight there when he says, if there's certain players, we're going to be doing such and such, and if there's certain players that want to disagree with that, then they'll not be part of the club. That's the team. So to me, that's just wonderful. Very subtle. Here we go. No messing about. I'm here, and we're going to do it my way or the highway, and that's exactly what Walter Smith did. Fantastic stuff.
He's the boss. Gary.
Absolutely, and we could tell that from the very first press conference. He's just got that. It's been said before. The guy's just got an aura about him. You know, when he walks into a room, there's just no doubt who the gaffer is, and it's like I think Albert was saying on Thursday's show that you know, the club is always at its best when it's got that figurehead and the manager that everybody can kind of gather around, and we've certainly got it. I agree with you, Ox, about the Stevie G thing, the hangover, but I think, and this is maybe a debate for another night, but I do wonder about the Gio thing, because he gets us to Seville, he wins the Scottish Cup, goes into next season, gets us into the Champions League, and then it just seems to fall apart. I just wonder myself what's actually happened there. It just seemed that, obviously you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but it just seemed to very quickly fall apart. So I sometimes wonder if Gio just had a bit of a rough hand, but that's fine, I suppose.
Right, listen, we'll come back to you. But if you don't mind, the lads on the phone, get yourselves on mute, because we're going to have a tune.
All along the walls of the Ibrox halls are pictures of legends of old, making history for the world to see. The stories of glories unfold. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever, and for always, we are Rangers through and through. face the world and say, bring it on some more, 'cause you know for sure that we don't do walk away. We don't do walk away. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever, and for always. We are Rangers through and through. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever, and for always. We are Rangers through and through.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
I don't know who doesn't know how to work their mute button on their phone, but we'll leave it at that. Right, are we all back? Everybody back with us, right? Springboard to success, starting something special. This guy building his own team, evolution, because it would be Tweaksland, I'm really intrigued to see what positions he brings in the door first. If you accept the positions he thinks he'll bring in first, will be the ones he wants to strengthen.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this, Ox, haven't we, over the last few weeks, as we head towards the transfer window in January. I know the thing about it is it is difficult because for him to judge to a certain degree, because he's had so many injuries to contend with at certain times, albeit I think he'll have a very clear picture in his mind. I would like to think he's that sort of manager. He has said for sure that he's going to sign a striker. I mean, I don't think you need to be the sort of brain of Britain to work that one out. Midfield, there's some issues there, particularly when you think about Jack and Raskin with their injuries. So it'll just depend on what sort of a prognosis we've got around those two when they're going to come back. So I don't know. Then you're looking at the defence. The defence seems to be holding up all right in terms of like their availability now, Ox. And obviously, as we've seen before, January can be quite a difficult time to actually sign players. Depends who's available. So yeah, it is quite intriguing. I would agree with that.
Right. Okay. Right. Yesterday. Come back to yesterday. Just want to get that out there, Linda, just because I'm intrigued. Yesterday was a special moment in the club's history because in this short journey back, that's us won the 3 domestic trophies. We've also been to a European final. Yesterday's celebrations, when you see them, what was the most important bit to you? What did you enjoy the most? We'll start with Robert.
Oh, what did I enjoy the most? It was written in the stars, and I wrote it in the stars. Oh, James Henry Tavernier, you know that he comes under so much criticism to the Rain fans, and I don't get it. I don't get it, and I know his defensive deficiencies and all that. I know he's not the greatest defender, because if he was, he wouldn't be the Rangers. We'd play in the Premiership. But for that man, for £300,000 and what he's done for our club, and he always steps up when we really, really need it. And Tab done it yesterday, and I'm just, you know what, Oxter, I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him because off the park, he's a leader. On the park, he's a leader. And to me, he's my hero, Oxter. And I've had leaders, I've had heroes for Alex McDonald and Derek Johnson when I was a wee boy, then Davy Cooper, then my ultimate hero, Brian Laudrup. And we have got another hero, James Henry Tavernier. I love him to bits. You know how I think about him. But you know what? See for him to get that winning goal and get in that back post. And he spoke to Big Suter at half time. And I just, honestly, it's amazing. But I don't want to just pick out one player because overall, brilliant. But James Tavernier, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Is that the same James Henry Tavernier who started 426 games with 5 substitutes appearances and scored 100? Yes, 115 goals. All right. There's 59 penalties in there. Even if you took them away, there's still 56 goals in there, which for fullback is frightening, Robert.
Yeah, and Oxford, don't forget, in the Europa League group stages, when we got to Seville, he was the top goal scorer in the Europa League group stages. Think of the goals against Dortmund and the other team, Braga and all that. Honestly, Oxford, it's incredible, and the stick he gets is because that stupid statement. It should never have been in that programme. That's what people hold it against him. They hold it against him because he's a captain, and they think of John Gregg and Richard Gough and Barry Ferguson, and they see and I'm not saying he's up there with the guys, and I know he should have won more trophies. It's no James Henry Tavernier's fault when he scores in the 118th minute against St Johnstone at Ibrox, and then they got the part of the big goalkeeper gets equalised and they beat his penalties. That's no his fault. That's a team's fault. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing that gets me about the whole situation about James Tavernier. And I just think, see, over the piece, I think he's been an absolutely superb captain on and off the park for us. Yes, he should have won more trophies, and yes, he could be a better defender. But you look at other defenders, Trent Alexander, Kieran Trippier and all that, they're not great defenders in English Premier League. That's the modern day defender. That's the modern day defender to push forward, and I think he's done an absolutely wonderful, wonderful job for our club.
Sometimes in life, Gary, you don't know what you've got till it's no longer there.
No, very true. And I mean, I think for me, Tav has been the kind of, as a guy, I don't think there's ever been MD at Rangers that's divided opinion more than him. I mean, you can't deny the stats, the goals, the big moments. I think the issue I've sometimes had with Tav is sometimes in his interviews, and it may just be the natural demeanour of the guy, I sometimes get the impression, rightly or wrongly, that he's not overly fussed if he doesn't win. You can just his demeanour sometimes to me on the telly, and he's maybe not a natural in front of the camera, but that's sometimes where I get annoyed with him. I have been annoyed with him in the past, where it's like, oh yeah, you know, we're in there and we're really, really angry. It looks at me. But again, you can't take away what the guy's achieved, and also for a club that's been riddled with injuries for the past few years as we had, it never seems to affect him. So you've got to kind of give him that. It's weird how some guys have, apart from maybe one or two occasions, goals in Lundstrom, for some guys that are never injured, some guys that are never off the sick table, it's the big enigma that's hung over the club. That and the other one, which again I mentioned on Friday, is we're talking about Gerrard there. Gerrard built us really as a European side, because the turnaround in Europe was almost immediate. And it seemed to be for a while that you either had to be a European style side or you had to play the Scottish style. And I think we're in the space of like 3-4 days, as I said on Friday, Clement's actually done it quicker than I thought. He seems he's pulled off that ultimate Houdini trick. He's went and played the European way, and then he's played the Scottish football way yesterday. So even with this group, he's figuring out to be able to do both, and that stands us in such good stead.
Jim?
Quite hard to comment on everything that's been said, you know. I think it's all been said. Tavernier, he's been there for a long time now, And quite correctly, Gary said that he's very rarely on the treatment table. And there's an awful lot of people that are great players, fantastic players, but they spend half a season on a treatment table. So you get half a season on them. At least with Tavernier, you get a full season out of him because he's never on the treatment table. The biggest problem with that is that the young lad like Devine hasn't been getting these opportunities, and your Pattersons and people like that. That's you can't complain, can you? Really, you know. But my biggest moment was Clermont with a cup and the fans.
Yeah, you enjoyed that, did you, John?
Sorry?
Did you enjoy that?
I really did. Well, you probably think I'm just Clermont tonight, but I just thought when he took the cup and went up the first thing he did was he forgotten to actually go to Robson and congratulate him, and he actually ran from the halfway line back over to Robson and shook hands with him and had said a few kind words. And then he eventually got on the platform, done all that bit, and then went into the Rangers end with the supporters. And you could actually see how much that meant to him, because although he likes to say that it's nothing to do with him, that it's the players on the park, but it's him. And I could see it in him whenever he was throwing that cup towards the fans. 3 or 4 times he done it, and the smile he had in his face, and the punch in the air, and things like that. And I could see that meant a hell of a lot to Clermont, you know. And I could see that he's part of that team. He's part of all them players. He's in amongst them. He's with them. He's, you know, and that gave me a lot of joy, you know.
Yeah, I mean that'll be a special moment for a lot of people watching. What about you, Linda? What was your highlight? Was it Jack walking about with the ball just before the final whistle when there was a melee going on? Did you like that pose?
I quite liked how he just took himself away from the melee because he didn't want to get his shot any more dirty, and you know, and obviously, you know, with the standing with the ball in there, I've got the ball, you lot can just go on with it. I did like his celebration as well when he had the cup, and you know, we've got ourselves a terrific goalkeeper there as well, Ox, and we've got to give Michael Beale a bit of kudos for that, for signing Jack Butland, because once
the same Michael Beale has got the Sunderland job today, yeah?
Is that been confirmed?
Aye, it's confirmed, aye.
Wow. But there you go as well, Ox, our goalkeeper. You know, he came out and he took a couple of crosses, you know, very assured, and I think he just gives the guys at the back a lot of confidence as well, and you can see that you know, they're conceding fewer goals. You know, you're obviously not going to keep a clean sheet in every game, you know, when you're playing against really good opposition like Betis on Thursday, but we obviously got over the line there. But I would agree with Robert. If there was one player that I would like to have scored the winning goal, it was James Tavernier, and I was so pleased for him. Totally agree with you, Robert.
All right, okay. Aye, I mean, it was a popular goal. Bridgeman, you're a guy who played at the back. Mate, having a goalkeeper like 6'5", he come and takes the ball. You could be a 4'7" centre half.
Oh, just about, aye. Just about. No, he's absolutely brilliant. The goalkeeper's good and he's mouthy, which is most important. He doesn't sit back in his laurels. He tells everybody what to do, which you expect from a goalkeeper. In the same breath, if you make a mistake in front of him, he's going to give you some stick, and you can bet your boots on that. So it's a great respect. It's all the respect between the defence and the goalkeeper. And if it all goes well, you're going to get quids in. It's not going to be 100% all the time, but it's going to be great for the biggest part of the season. And if you're lucky enough to have someone to put the ball in the net up front, then quids in. You're quids in. So a lot can change very quickly as long as you're doing the right things. And I have to take my hat off to the goalkeeper. I thought the goalkeeper was absolutely outstanding yesterday. And what I saw at the end, when he punched the ball away under challenge from their goalkeeper, I thought that was tremendous. But I do think their goalkeeper should have been booked for challenging the goalkeeper and charging into him. But I think that's wrong. And it's ungentlemanly. Not that there's anything gentlemanly about football.
Wait a minute. I just need to wait a minute. Let's rewind this. Right. Remember, I know how you played the game. So you're thinking that everybody who made a challenge should get booked for ungentlemanly conduct? Is that what you're telling
I'm saying the other goalkeeper.
I'll give you that. Remember, I've seen some of you.
He wasn't anywhere near the ball, and the goalkeeper
I've seen some of your challenges on the path.
Oh, my challenges. I will not say too much about that. Centre half, clear the balls, Rosette's fine, blah blah blah. We've done all that, but seriously, I think our central defensive pair played really well yesterday. But we end up something get mixed up and with other defenders. But the truth is, Rangers are playing far better under this manager than they were playing under the last manager. And it's the same players. I'm talking about the defence. They're all the same players. And for some reason or other, there's a massive change between managers. And I can't put my mind to it.
Well, discipline and respect go a long way in any workforce.
Oh, yes, absolutely, Paul. And fear. Guy's 6'5", you butter your.
Oh, sir.
Yes, Robert.
Are you telling me Bridgman's a Terry Hullock? Is that what you're telling me?
I'll tell you this story.
Is that a sweary word?
I'll tell you this story, Robert, and you can make up your own mind about Bridgman. I've told it before. Bridgman get player of the season one season, and he touched the ball 12 times the whole season.
Well, that you've answered my question.
He had a tattoo. Retaliate first.
Yeah. Okay. Can I ask you a wee question? Can I ask you, as a host of Rangers Radio, okay, can you sum up and tell me about the last 5 days as a Rangers supporter? Can you tell me and sum up the last 5 days, the Thursday night to yesterday, as a Rangers supporter?
I think as bizarre as it seems, the support were focused on Sunday. Yeah, that was a bigger game.
Yeah.
But when you look at the finances involved with Thursday night, going above them for the 10-year coefficient, which brings in more money. The money's going to, if we get $1 million and they don't get $1 million, that's a $2 million difference. The same yesterday. Us winning that trophy and all the money it goes with. I know it's no fortunes, but it's also money they're not getting, Robert. Yeah.
And I totally agree, because we've helped to give them money over the years. Let's be honest about it.
So the emotions in Sunday night were, Thursday night were wow, a bit of shock. One of these marvellous European nights that come along every few years when you're through the ringer. You've jumped out your seat when they've got the first and second goal, and then you're sitting. There's 20-minute spell, you're maybe watching a wee bit behind the couch, and then we get the goal, and then you're tempted to go for a walk. And I've never smoked a fag in my life, but I've done 40 in the last 10 minutes, and so all that emotion. Then you're so high on Thursday, and then something happens on Saturday, and I get knocked out the last man standing, but that was a bad emotion. When Inverness Cap never won, and then on Saturday the supports gets a lift, and we go to that cup final, and you just think you want to win this for the club, for the fans, and I think if you're being honest, for the young bears, Robert, they deserve success to build on. I mean, you take it if you say that you don't start forming memories, real memories, to about 10, you'll remember every detail. Well, some of the boys, 21, they've not seen us win the League Cup, so they deserve all that, the young team. My emotions were last night when I was meeting up with all my pals, and just what it meant to everybody, mate. And I just, because our club's about people, innit? It's about people. And, you know what they say, we are the people. And I don't, winning the League Cup was not something we used to get. For a while in our history, it was the norm. It was only a springboard to maybe at the time it got in Europe, and that was early. That's when Scottish football was competitive. And no, it doesn't mean a lot, if I'm being honest. You know, but it's just you want us, our name to be on it rather than theirs. And that was yesterday, was a monkey off our back. And I think you could tell with the emotions were running so high with the support of the game, and everybody who didn't make the game also. Linda?
Yeah, Ox, totally agree. And I think, you know, everybody, it was sheer joy yesterday, but there was also a bit of relief, you know, talking to family and talking to pals. And I don't know about you, but I did feel totally relieved that we'd won it as well, because there was an element of pressure. You know, we can play well in Europe, we can get big results in Europe, we've shown that, but we needed to get more domestic trophies again. That needs to become, you know, a regular thing for us, Ox. And it used to in the past be a springboard for a, dare I say, a treble or a double. You know, we always thought, well, that's the first one, and surely we'll go on and pick up another trophy at least. But talking even as well about the whole occasion, and something like getting everybody back to Edmondson House, you know, that brand new facility that obviously cost the club a lot of money, and seeing all the players out in the balcony and the fans all there as well. You know, we've not been able to do anything like that either, Ox. When you think about it, I know the Scottish Cup, but you know, there wasn't that type of celebration back at the actual stadium.
No, that'll by the way, once people see that, and obviously the weather wasn't tremendous last night to go by there. Imagine that will be if we do manage to be successful again in the Scottish Cup, and you're going back there with that, you'll not get near that, Linda. No, if it's a nice day.
Yeah, and it was just a fantastic sight, seeing everybody being able to stand outside. You know, I know in years gone by they've opened up the stadium and let fans in, but you know, just to have that facility there and all the fireworks getting, you know, set off, all the people who couldn't go to Hampden, although I think a lot of them did go back from Hampden as well. I just thought the whole day, and I know it was the League Cup, but the whole occasion was just absolutely brilliant for us. It really was.
Can I just say to Robbie, who phoned in earlier, listen, we're trying to phone you back. We couldn't get you back in. Phone in, Robbie. You're welcome to join us again, mate. We tried to bring you in earlier, but it went straight to answer machine. Aye, it was a special day. I'm not making light of it when I say that, Robert. I mean, I think it's a seesaw with the emotions and Betis and the money that when you see all that money, the club's going to benefit from at Betis, you know, and then that 10-year coefficient. Remember, we had 5 years without any European points, Robert, and we're past them. It's frightening. Yeah, see if you were them, you'd be wanting to sack your board. Did I say that?
Exactly, and that's where our manager, his hands are tied behind his back, because he's come into this dross that the last manager left. You know what I mean? And he has turned it around. And I would just love our manager to please, and Oxford, can I tell you something? And it's something you've touched on. I've heard you talk about this for months and the last couple of years. I spoke to a very prominent Rangers fan who's a good friend of mine, and he owns the greatest Rangers pub in the world across the underground, who you know I'm talking about, right? And he told me 2 weeks ago, Robert, the money's there, and he said something that you've always said, Oxford. He said, unfortunately, it's this, see this European fair play thing. That's what's going to hold us back. This fair play thing, and that's what worries me about Big Phil coming on. This fair play thing, and he can't spend the money that would take him on the next level, because let's be honest, but look at football in general. Man City and that, they can do whatever they want. Chelsea and that, they've all got the best lawyers and all that, and there are lots down the roads the same. Do you know what I mean? It's all corrupt to hell. It's all corrupt to hell. And this is what worries me about Big Phil Clement. His hands are tied behind his back. But see that guy could have a wee bit of money, and I think this guy could do wonders for us. I honestly do think this guy, because he is a proper manager, Oxford. He's a proper manager. And can I say something to you? Well said what you said there. You spoke to the heart, Oxford. And I really appreciate it, and I'm glad I asked you the question, pal, because you spoke for the heart, and that's what it's all about as a Rangers fan, speaking for the heart.
Aye. Listen, you asked me a question, I'll answer it honestly. I try not to say a lot on here, but people are different out there. And I know that the club's in good hands at the moment, mate, and obviously there's a lot of financial things that you would have had to do up the stadium and do a lot of work. And we've made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, you know.
Of course, yeah, of course we have. Of course we have.
Everybody makes mistakes, you know. But anyway, it's not when you start, Jim. It's where you finish, yeah.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true, and I think that we've made a good start, and we're on a better road now than we have been for a number of years. I think we're in a good position, you know. So let's look forward to our next game, and what we want is we want a good win, and I'd like to see a few more goals going in, and a good performance, and it'd be nice to see the confidence from what's just happened over the last two games really kick in, you know.
Mm-hmm. Aye, I mean, if we could go, I'm sure we'll talk about it. The boys will talk about it tomorrow night. But if we could go and win 2-3-4-0 tomorrow night against St Johnstone, play with confidence, the goal difference, the points, everything's moving in the right direction. But we have been joined by Smurf. Evening, Smurf.
Evening, Ox. Evening, everybody.
How you doing, mate?
Evening, Smurf.
Fantastic. It was just a wee comment that might have slipped people, maybe no, was Phil Clement when he mentioned that, you know, we've got the result over in Spain, we've got it in the bag. And then he said, you know, he was talking about the synergy between the fans and the players. And foresight, he says, obviously, the unbeaten run's going to come to an end, etc., etc. And he says,
we're going to drop you, Smurf, bring you back in because your sound's not the best. We'll bring you right back, mate. Yeah?
Right.
Hopefully Smurf gets back in, Linda. Yeah?
Yeah.
But I hope we'll get the rest of these points.
Oscar, I'm going to leave you. Can I just say thanks for a great show tonight, and it's all positivity, and I'm looking forward to Wednesday night. And can I say one thing, Oscar? I know Big Steve will be there on Wednesday night. Big Stevie, see if you've not already tried them. Try the curry pies at Ibrox because they're sensational. They're delicious. And it costs £4.50, Stevie. And they're absolutely delicious. And I can't wait to go on Wednesday night with Gary and get a curry pie at Ibrox. But Oxford, thank you very much for taking my call. And onwards and upwards, Blue Star says, and come on the Rangers. Let's go on Wednesday night. Let's put this game to bed at half time, get 3 or 4 goals, and bring on substitutes and give guys like Tavernier and Cantwell and Big Seaman that give him a wee rest because we've got a big game coming up against Motherwell, and then it's up to Parky to pump them because I've got every confidence we're going to get.
In between there. Cheers, Robert.
Thanks, Oxford. Good night, everybody. Good night, Linda. Thank you. Good night.
Just for the record, Stevie was enjoying when they done our new tasting for the pie. Stevie was involved. I think he get my GS points for it. He get the nest.
and the team and tails it up. Everybody's happy, and he just hopes that there's a bit of credit in the bank for when we hit a rough patch, because eventually, you know, there's going to be one, because there always is. And I just thought he's not just managing the team, he's managing the expectations of the fans, he's keeping everybody grounded. I think this guy's sensational. I really, really do.
He's not managing the fans, he's ordering us to behave, Linda.
Well, I'm going to behave myself because I'm a bit frightened of him, Smurf.
But it just, I mean, it reminded me, I don't know who the player was, but an ex-player telling a story about Jock Wallace coming in saying, look, you're going to have a dip in your form. He was a young boy, and don't worry about it. You're in the team for how hard you work, not just for your goals or whatever. And it was the same kind of foresight, they're telling the fans that we're in a sort of honeymoon period, and there's a bounce and all the rest of it. But the unbeaten run eventually will come to an end, and sort of you don't go on their backs, sort of thing, because he's obviously worked hard to repair the damage to the former regime, and I just think that's a lot as well. You can tell credibility when you see it. This is a credible guy. As soon as you hear him talk, as opposed to a Walter Mitty, and that goes a long way. The players as well as the fans are bought into this guy. We've got a top class goalkeeper, and I just hope.
Bob just came in. He's watching Bob.
Hello.
No,
I'm not even saying anything yet.
And I just hope he gets a wee bit of backing, and we can get this boy Seaman in the door, because what a revelation he's been this season. And if we could clone him once we get him and put him on the right hand side and off, we'll be laughing.
Cheers,
unbelievable.
Cheers, Smurf. Evening, Bob.
Good evening, and it is a good evening. Happy days are here again, eh?
Bob, you're an experienced bear, mature bear, I'll put it that way. You've seen a long time. Has there ever been such a turnaround in an 8-week period?
No, never. I was up early this morning. The dog gets me up every morning, and I was watching breakfast TV, and the news came on, and it said Glasgow Rangers have won the first silverware of the season, and the boy was commenting on it. He says, this is a club very much on the rise, where it's been, and he was absolutely spot on. And we've all got that feeling, we're going to get bigger, we're going to get stronger. And it's been a great weekend. What a fantastic performance on Thursday in Spain. Outstanding. It wasn't such a great game yesterday. With that lot, we're never going to make it a great game with our tactics. How Shinny stayed on the park for 90 minutes, I'll never know. But they employed the spoiling tactics. Rangers overcome it. We've got the trophy. Been a fantastic week for the club, and there's more to come. I'm convinced of that. I'm sure you all share the same sentiments as that. There's more to come. But hey ho, we're not at the top of that league yet. They're still there, and we've got to do the job and knock them off the top of it. So let's go, as Stevie G used to say.
Bridgeman?
Nice to hear you, Bob. Jeff. Nice to
Hi,
hear
Bridge.
you. Everyone okay with you? Yeah?
What's up, pal?
Is everyone okay with you?
Yes, aye, everything's fine. Aye.
You're as happy as I am, and that's for sure.
Listen, if you two are going to
No.
have a medical show, we're going to have to put a special.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that.
Oh, no.
It's nice to hear you saying things about Rangers again, and it's look at us, the man's here 9 weeks or something like that, and he's transformed all the supporters as well. It's just amazing. It's just absolutely tremendous, and it's lovely to hear all the pundits coming on and talking away about the Rangers in a very, very happy voice. And that's the way I want it to continue, and that's the way we need it to continue. So as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Clement owns Ibrox at the moment. He owns Ibrox. Tremendous.
Jim.
Yeah, Clement owns Ibrox, aye. Yeah, I take the points have been said about Shinnie. Yeah, he definitely should have been. He should have been carded a lot earlier in the game. There was a few challenges that went into that on both sides, which could have warranted a card, and the referee kept his card in his pocket for most of the game. You know, and you were just wondering if Lundstrom was going to make it to the end of the game. You know, he was one of the first ones to get booked, and it wasn't really that bad. We got through the game. We got through the low block, and their kick, punting the ball upfield, and our two centre halves dealt with it, and we got through the game. It wasn't the prettiest to watch. It was there wasn't a great football spectacle. But the most important thing is we won that cup, and that's the most important thing. And we actually benefited from the Thursday night game, which was a tiring, very difficult game to win. But we done that. We travelled back. We came on a Sunday, and we won the cup. That is quite a big achievement. And now we've got to take the confidence from that. We've got to go on and start playing good football as well. And once we get that confidence and the good football on the park coming, and we start scoring a lot more goals, we're all going to feel that much more happier and confident, and we're going to have great weekends, you know, from now on in. And I feel that I think that's going to happen. I definitely feel that we're on the up. We're on the rise, as what's been said, and we've got to capitalise on it now and keep it going.
Yep. Yeah, good point there. Gary?
Yeah, I think, the manager's always mentioning, the bumps in the road that will happen in the future, but I don't think anybody's in any doubt now that the overall trajectory of the club is only going one way. So if there are wee disappointments here or there, my God, if there's one thing we've learned to deal with in the past 10 years, it's disappointments. It's kind of water off a duck's back now. But after a few kind of false dawns, despite some great achievements, this feels as if this is, in a way, properly the start of the real Rangers fully coming back and winning consistently. As I said, it's to go and win in Europe and play a European-style game and then win a Scottish-style game yesterday, along with the injuries, that's been the great enigma hanging over our club for years now. And Clement's, I think, solved one of them, and he's hopefully well on the way to solving the other one with the injuries. So, it's just, as I say, absolutely thrilled. But, I think the attitude is from the fans, and I'm getting it for the players as well, is, it was great to win the League Cup, but that's done now. What are we going to do next?
Aye.
And that's exactly what you want to hear.
Listen, let's be honest. Let's be honest. We don't play in Europe till March. I think we're drawing against Dumbarton. Somebody on the phone, you mind putting your phones on mute? A lot of background noise going through. I think it's Jim. Linda.
It might have been me, Oxia. I'm going to say good night and say thank you to you all.
Cheers,
okay.
Mate. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah.
Bye. Soon, all right?
Bye for now.
Cheers, mate. Linda, we can park the Scottish Cup. We'll get a tie, obviously, in January against Dumbarton. Hopefully, we see them off and not really worry about it, and maybe give some fringe players a game. We'll get Europe. We don't play in March because of yesterday. Everything, the whole focus just turns into these league games. We were worried about December. What have we got? We'll get Wednesday, Christmas Eve, Ross County, and then them, and then we play early in January, right? So we'll get 5 games before the break. Let's be honest, we might win all 5. But if we were to take 13 and the 15 in the games, what a place we'd be in, eh?
Yeah, absolutely, Ox. Yep, 5 league games, and we were a bit concerned about December, and it's all the more remarkable the position we're in, as you rightly said, considering what he's had available and the juggling act that he's had to do. We've also got to remember as well that the fit players that we had, a few of them weren't even on the European list. So that gave him an even more of a headache to deal with, another puzzle for him to solve, and and he did it. Absolutely. I would agree with you, Ox. If we take 13 out of the 15, I think it will be in an excellent position. Absolutely.
I want to take 15. I'm just
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I want to take 15, and I'm not saying we would drop the points, but I'm just saying that would be in some position where we've been. But all focused now, because we can park these cups on the league, and it'll be this spell that will dictate where we go. If that makes sense. Bridge.
Interesting what you were saying there, Oxchair, about 15. It all mounts up, doesn't it? Really, I want Rangers, as you know, I want us to go and win every game, but there is an importance, and it's got to be sequential. It's the next game, it's the biggest game, and of course this Wednesday is the biggest game, followed by the Motherwell game, and then of course it's a huge one. But I just want us to win the next game, and obviously every week I want us to win the next game, and that's the way. To me, that's the way it should be. I really can't count 15 games ahead or 12 games ahead. I just can't.
No, I was only 5 games, Bridge. I wasn't saying 15 games. I was only going to January.
15 points, okay. 15 points.
15 points.
But I just can't do it. To me, I'm just wanting to get the next game.
You always struggled with that song, didn't you? The 12 Days of Christmas, didn't you?
12 Days of Christmas, that was useless. Useless as it. Yeah. I'm a next game man. It's all I've ever been, and look forward to winning the next game. And that's what I want to do on Wednesday. Let's go. Bring them into Ibrox, and I think it was Robert that says, let's pummel them for the first half and let the youngsters go in and have a look around, But yeah, sorry, I thought my mind just went, it was 5 games, 15 games.
5 games, quite rapid.
Yeah, it's very much so. Very much
fast. Bob, J?
Well, I don't see why we shouldn't get 15 points in this league. It's no beyond the bounds of possibility, is it? So yeah, onwards and upwards. This is a feel-good factor. It's now been around the club for a long time, and I hope it continues indefinitely, just like the rest is. And why should we not be optimistic about it all? We're in a good place at the moment. Let's keep in a good place. We've got a good manager, a fair enough squad of players now that he's, as we keep saying, getting a tune. And by God, as you know, that last Thursday night was incredible. One of the best games I've seen in a long time. And well done, Rangers. And well done for yesterday, but it was turned into a really, really tough fixture. We knew what they were going to do. But it's past and done with, and it's onward to Wednesday now. And the rest that comes at the back end. The man's right in what he says. The league's a marathon. Concentrate on what you're doing at the time. Didn't think about 2 or 3 weeks down the line. Concentrate now and get the victory now.
Anyway, we'll be with Alex. Evening, Alex.
Good evening, Ox. Good evening, Bridgeman, Linda, Bob, J.
Evening, Alex.
Young Gary, everybody else that's there. How you all doing?
Evening, Alex.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely wonderful day. Fantastic to lift that cup yesterday. I mean, James Tavernier hit that rigging, man. That Rangers end just totally erupted yesterday. Wonderful. And that's what Rangers is all about. To go and win that cup. Fantastic performance with everybody involved with Rangers yesterday. And I'm well pleased. And all week, came back for Spain as well. Then the result, as you say, what happened on Saturday and all has made it a complete week. And here's looking forward to Wednesday night now, yeah.
I'll tell you, who would have thought, Rob, everybody's buzzing for Dundee at home 8 weeks ago. No, sorry, St George's at home, sorry. 8 weeks ago. You didn't see it coming, did you, Alex?
No way. After the Limassol game, they played the separates and that. Everybody was in a kind of right downer. And there you go. That's what happens. we've got a manager there. It's just a pure credit to the club, a pure gentleman. The respect he holds with the players, even the opposition, the manager, and the bit that gets you when you see James Tavernier going to get the cup, and he's walking with him. He goes to the very back of the team. He knows it's what you call it, James Tavernier's picking the cup, and that's what it's about. And when he goes and gets the cup himself, why he really enjoyed it. So it was a fantastic day at Hampden, and that's what, to me, the Rangers supporters are all about. We've had some hard times in there over the past. We've played a lot better in cup finals and came out empty-handed. But there you go. Football's a funny game, and I'm really looking forward to it now. He's got these guys playing at a level that probably none of us even knew existed, if we're all been quite shuffle about it. But well done, Rangers.
Put your finger on it for me, Alex. You're a football man. Put your finger on it for me.
I just think, I know it sounds quite difficult, and that the players probably were underperforming with Michael Beale. Everybody knows what had happened there. He's just been over at the Sunderland job, so there I think, and work that out. But I think he's went in there. It's a clean slate with them all. He's watched them all. He knows he can get more out of them. His man management skills is different class. He appreciates everybody that's involved with Rangers in the training ground, and he's there. There's no favourites with him. He's in there, and it's a team effort, and that's what it's going to take us forward. He's an absolutely wonderful manager. For he'd been there 65 days, let's be quite truthful. We've had managers in there for 2 or 3 years, and we've won the odd cup and that. This guy's done it in so short a time, and look where we are now. And the Rangers fans came out of that ground yesterday, man. That's what I always remember. My boys, man, they've just seen us winning the Scottish Cup. That's it, and what do you call it, won the league under Gerrard. And there you go, all the kids and all. And that's what it's about. It's for that young generation and all there. And that's them get the belief now what the club's all about. And well done, Rangers.
Yeah. Who's shone for you yesterday? For us, mate?
I thought the team were absolutely for a man. I thought Balogun, I thought Lundstrom and Sterling were unbelievable. Seema, unbelievable, man. You could go through them all. Taunt, Cantwell. They tried to put the guy off his game. They kicked the lumps at him, as you've seen. With that shinny running about there, he's like a cardboard hard man. I think he thinks he's Scott Brown. This is about what you're up against. The referee never really get a grip of the game in that sense. But no, the team, they knew what it today. Everybody knew exactly Aberdeen, how they were going to come about, whether it's a league game or what it is at Pittodrie or Ibrox. Cup final, he knew exactly what was there. We battled with them and we overcame them. And the goal itself, it couldn't have happened to a better guy, James Tavernier. It was just a wonderful, wonderful day.
Out for the weather, Alex.
I was nearly blurred with Ox here. I just had a wonderful day, mate.
Aye. I think you're right with it. Summing up. I mean, Tav, look, he's got the odd fall in his game, but to appear up there again and get that goal, it's remarkable, isn't it?
Some rare Ox here. You watch the guy doing it at Liverpool, man. He takes a bit of stick and all that, Trent Alexander. He's in the kind of mould, right? They're attacking fullbacks. Their defences have got, they've got frailties in their defence and that, but attacking wise in the goals, for to run into that space, you heard them in the interview, they would just take the gamble, and there you go. The first touch wasn't the greatest, but seeing that ball hit the net, and I've been to many a games like yourself and that was just like the old days, man. Fantastic. And good credit to the Union Bears and all for that wonderful display. And the majority of them went back to Edmondson House, and you've seen the party had there as well. So
I think Aberdeen must have felt pretty silly yesterday with theirs. Did you see it?
The boss?
No, not the boss.
That's what happens, mate, isn't it? I couldn't have to a better team, to be quite truthful, but just a fantastic day. You wake up this morning and everybody you see bouncing about, for every supporter, man. That was for the Rangers support.
I've got to be honest,
well
Alex, I was bouncing about first thing this morning, got to be honest with you.
So was I, but seen you at that game and you're doing that bounce, I've told you before, man. It's like getting into the gym for 12 hours, man. My knees the next morning are absolutely knackered, man. But yeah, I'm happy. I'd one of the flags and all. I stood under the Union Bears. Oh, God almighty, man. An old age pensioner like me, by the way, but I was again at big sticks. I love it, man. Love my club to death, man. That's it.
It wasn't the bounce, it was my problem. It was bouncing the off, celebrating as mine's Linda.
Good shout, Ox. Oh, superb.
Aye. Hear the emotion for Alec there, Linda, you know, and it's it's all about Springboard, and as the club have said, Tav, Golson, the manager, you know, it's gone now. Bang, full focus Wednesday night, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's pressure on them all the time, isn't there, to win more things, to go on and make sure it's just a start, but you feel as if there was a wee bit of pressure lifted yesterday. You know, I think Alex is right. We had a great night on Thursday, Alex, but we wanted domestic success, didn't we? We were all brought up in generations where Rangers won things every year. You know, it was just the norm for us to win trophies, but I agree with you. There's a generation of hardly seen us win anything, so but it was just a fantastic day. You know, I wasn't at Hampden, but obviously watching it on the television, but pacing up and down the living room in the last 10 minutes, Alex, going to make a cup of tea, coming back, when is he going to blow the final whistle? Nearly played 100 minutes. You're thinking, just blow the final whistle, will you? Terrific. I'm glad you had a great day, Alex, because all the fans thoroughly deserved it.
Thanks, Linda. I'll tell you something. The guy sitting next to me was, what do you call it, ex-military, and he was up for Harrogate, and he was his wee grandson. That was his first time. And there he goes, he witnessed Rangers winning the League Cup. I gave the kid my scarf to get back down to Yorkshire. I said, you take that, it's a memory, by the way, I love you forever. And that's what it's about, man. It was wonderful, Linda. Wonderful.
You're always doing stuff with Alex.
Oh, I know. I've gave that many. Honest, I'm being quite truthful. See, kids, I love seeing kids in that going to the game, man. It's all about the emotion. All about the young team, man, as far as I'm concerned, you know.
Aye, because that's the future of the club. You know, if we don't have future generations, I'm sure there's nobody there. It's as simple as that. And it's a difficult transition to make, especially now with tickets, because if you go back a couple of generations, you know, there maybe have been the same situation. You maybe 70,000 bears turning up there, and people could go with families, but with the ticket shortages now, it's not possible, Alex.
Exactly. You say way back in the olden days, man. You'd have about 40,000 up that Rangers end itself, you know, bouncing about. And it's difficult now, but you see the kids there with their fathers or their grandparents and that same witnessing it. Some kids had never seen us winning a cup, man. And there you go. The League Cup, that's what it's about. It's domestic. We've got to get back one of the domestic trophies and that's the start, hopefully. The European adventure takes care of itself. And we've qualified for the last 16, and that's another wonderful achievement. Everything looks right rosy in the garden now, and we've just got to go on Wednesday night now and give St John's a bit of respect, but go to Rangers and play the football, and I'm sure we'll get the 3 points, and it just sets us up for third part on Christmas Eve, Hawks, yeah.
Aye, next 2 games, mate. No reason 6 points. We don't take 6 points, but you've got to go with the right attitude. Right. Unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, we've reached that time of the evening. Last word for your good self, Gary boy.
Yeah, I totally agree with what Alex was saying there. Everything is falling into place. You know, as a wee aside, there was another good win for the ladies team at the weekend as well. So it's all a lot of hard graft, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people maybe forgot in the journey back was they thought just because we had the name Rangers, it was going to eventually happen for us. But what they forgot was the club in the first place was built on the hard work of generations of great, great people. And the thing I like, the manager always says, he always emphasises those 2 words, hard work. and that's what's going to get us really motoring again. So, onwards and upwards. I'm very happy and very excited for the future.
Bob, Gia?
Well, I couldn't agree more. It was great listening to Alex there. Great football, man. That lot have had it too easy, too long, and it's beginning to come to an end for them. I'm sure of that. And I, like everybody else, certainly hope it happens. By the way, I've put a blow lamp on Gumtree that you can buy for to go out and blow the paint off a bus in Aberdeen. And I've got a smell like a broken lid on a coal bunker. So I'll say good night to you, everyone. Thank you very much. Come on, the Jars.
Beat the airlines, Smurf. Beat the airlines.
Couldn't even begin to. But what I will say is, what we need is 6 points. Keep the momentum going, keep the confidence high, and keep the aggression in the team, and going to play them in their own midden. And I think when we come out of that, that'll give us a real indicator and where that title's going to end up at the end of this season. Right, good night, everybody.
Yep. Okay, last word for your good self, Linda.
Yeah, great show tonight, Ox. Lots of brilliant callers, and it's amazing what a wee cup win can do just to make everybody happy. Great being on with Bridge and your good self, and 3 points on Wednesday, please, Rangers, and up the road. Good night, everyone.
Bridgeman.
Well, what can I say? What can I say, Oxshare? You know, thank you very much for tonight. It's been absolutely tremendous. Great show. And obviously, well done to the techie team in the background. A million thanks to Linda for carrying me through this. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is, we're all happy and want to stay that way. So everybody keep it going to the Rangers. Huge game coming up Wednesday night. Huge game. Biggest game of the season. Everybody keep it going to the Rangers. They're our team. Keep it going.
Yep. Thanks to Jim for joining us, Gary, Bob Gia, Alex Wishaw, I know Robert Boyle. Thanks to everybody who joined us on the show tonight. Thanks to Linda and Bridge for doing the show. Fox and All School Board for doing the technicals. Rangers Radio will be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. Thanks for listening. Hope everybody enjoyed the last week, but we start building up to Wednesday. Take it away, All School Board.